Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Legend of Zelda. My name is Conterez, and I thank you for joining me on this maiden voyage into the land of Hyrule. We begin with the game that started it all, The Legend of Zelda. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. Princess Zelda had one of the Triforce with wisdom. She divided it into 8 units to hide it from Ganon before she was captured. Go find the 8 units link to save her. Now, this playthrough is the beginning of a desire I've had for a little while, to pay tribute to what I consider to be the greatest game series of all time. Throughout each game, I will be pointing out various things that make the game good, bad, things that make Zelda such a unique game and story. At the end of each game, I'll compile all the footage, facts, and observations into one big tributary video. I want this to be as excellent and as interesting as it can possibly be, so any additional input you all may have to offer will be most welcome. If you notice anything I missed or have an interesting factoid that you want to share, just put it in the comments below. Now, without further ado, let us begin. And we're actually going to begin right here. This is probably common knowledge, but The Legend of Zelda was the first game where you could actually save your game. Before that, you had this big password system, which was so fun to try and figure out, because symbols would look the same, you would need a notepad any single time you wanted to do any kind of password remembrance. It can be a nightmare, and some of these password systems made no sense. But enough about that. Let's get to the game. And here we are. That story at the beginning was all we had. And then we put in our name, and we're just thrown out into the world. We want open world format. But we're going to go in this cave first. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this! Oh. Why, thank you. I will take that. And it shoots lasers! Iconic. Old man giving you a sword. Also iconic. These guys. I wonder when these guys first got their name, the Octoroks. I don't know if they ever got an official... when they got the official name. Honestly, when I first saw them, I thought they were some kind of weird pig-spider hybrids. With masks. That's the fun thing about 8-bit technology. What exactly you're going for. Speaking of not knowing what you're going for, there's no direction. Without having some kind of insider information, way back in the day, since this was before the internet, yes, these games are that old, we had Nintendo Power, which was Nintendo's gamer magazine, no longer in print. And we had word of mouth, intrepid explorers who had gone before us, or sometimes we just wandered around like idiots. Most of the time we wandered around like idiots. But most people were able to find at least the first dungeon. This very eerie music and these statues. Now, I've wondered about these, because this one's a dragon, obviously. Very serpentile, you can see the feet and the wings and the teeth, well, tooth. But these guys on the left, are these supposed to be dragons too? Because, I mean, this could be a wing, and that's a mouth, but honestly, all I see is, I see a weird-looking dude, a face. I mean, because there's his eye, that's his ear, and then he has hair on the side and a mohawk. I've never been able to figure out what that's supposed to be. Someone tell me what that's supposed to be. Because as soon as someone says it, I may actually recognize it for what it's supposed to be. Skeletons. Now, I already got the key, but there's one rule that you learn in Legend of Zelda fairly quickly, is everything dies, especially in dungeons. Because I could just skip these guys and go right through, but I have no idea. There's a secret passage, a treasure. All enemies must die. Speaking of enemies, these skeletons are fairly iconic for the first Zelda. You never really see anything close to these guys until we get the Stalfoses. Well, that's not entirely true. There are skeleton enemies in that Zelda game as well. But just these guys, because they have the dual swords, which, for the longest time, I actually hadn't recognized were dual swords. I thought the pixels just alternated really fast. Granted, the first time I played this game, I was like 6, so... Can't say I was the best at finding things. Keenest observer of 8-bit graphics. Granted, I don't know how many people are. Nothing. Oh well, I got a compass. So now we have a blinking light. Actual destination. They're adorable. They're shaking. They're little shaking teardrop things. They're so cute. Alright, now. This is an iconic moment. The first time ever, we get to push a block. Link's been pushing blocks ever since. And we're all sick of it. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. Eastmost Peninsula of what? Here in the dungeon? I mean, the flashy light is on the eastmost side. Why do they always have to be so cryptic? That's honestly one of the things, one of the puzzles that I have never been truly convinced that I've figured out. I could probably look it up now, because internet. Make a mental note of that. Unless one of you all are kind enough to leave a comment below. Tell me. This is one of those areas where we love to have magic laser sword beams, because it's not fun when they have distance and you don't. Hello, explosives! And hello, spiky things that rush in and actually hit me. I'm so good at this. And we got a bow! that we can't access. Apparently we need arrows, which are somewhere else. It's kind of a rip-off. Give me a bow with no arrows. Now I just have a useless item that's just taunting me. Why would they do that? It's so mean. Oh well. The bow, though, is a fairly good example of another rule of Zelda dungeon crawling. Because we could have left that little section completely alone for the most part. Gotten what necessary keys we needed and just moved on to the flashing light. But Zelda gamers know you never leave a single room unchecked, and you never leave a single dungeon without... Oh my gosh, because you never leave a dungeon without getting your special item. And also, you never get through a dungeon without dealing with a boss. And in this case, we have a gigantic dragon that spans 4 whole squares. He's got a horn, too. This is a horned dragon that breathes fireballs. Triple fireballs. And without my magic sword beams, I can't stab its body. Oh my gosh. Alright, I guess we're going for the head only. And we got it. That is the end of the dragon. And we have our first piece of the Triforce. 1 down, 8 to go. 7 to go. 8 pieces. 1 down. Math. Yes. And on that insanely intelligent note, we come to the end of our first dungeon and the end of our first episode. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Again, any facts, comments, insults, because I'm sure some of you don't like me for whatever random reason. I will see you, hopefully not dead. Not dead, because I can freeze things in the next episode. See you, everybody.